Hi guys, I've just had to restart the video because I forgot to turn the freaking sound on. I'm always doing that, I forgot to take it out of mute. Anyway, what we've done, we've replaced VT17 and VT15, and we've already done that, and we've used the transistor checker to make sure that the new transistors work. And because I only got one of these and I got a pack of these different ones, so we look in the book. So if we go to the circuit, we've got to get the book and go to the circuit. Let's put this out of the way for a minute. There we go, put that up there. Now we go to the book. There you go, guys. Alright, we're now in the book. We're now with the book, so can zoom in a bit, can't I? So we're only interested in this portion here. We're not bothered about that. That doesn't matter. That's the other channel. That's the right channel. We're only interested in the left channel. There you go. Right. So if I get something I can use for pointing, I've got a pointy thing somewhere, but I can't find it. So we'll use a pen. A screwdriver, sorry. Right. Now, these are your two outputs here. VT19 and VT21. They're your outputs. Your push-pull pair. And these here are your emitter resistors. This here and this here. Now what we've just replaced is VT15, which is this one here, which is a it doesn't actually tell us, I don't think, what it is, but we've replaced that, and that was open. I'll show you that. I think that one was open. I'll show you in a minute. And the other one straight across from it was short. Now, oh sorry, that one was open, that one was short. Either that or the other way around. We'll go through them in a minute with you. Now, we've still got to replace the R137, which is a 270 ohm resistor, which is here. We've still got to replace him. He's got to be done. We've not found one for him yet, but we'll get one. There'll be one in the box. So basically this is adding up this, because you know we've got that and these. Now the TIP 41 and 42 respectively, they were donated by our good friend TV Steve, the lad off the CB. He donated them for me, he gave me those. Everything else in here is pretty much okay. We've got some black Calent capacitors. We're going to replace those black Calent capacitors because they are always trouble. And this is the left hand channel, because it tells us it's the left hand channel there. Over here is the right hand channel. It describes, like a lot of these stereo things, they describe one channel and say the other channel's identical. And it is. But, you know, they describe both channels. And, you know, they're powered by a common power supply down here, which we don't need to bother about, because the power supply works. That's up and running. So we need to replace him, him, and him. And then we should be good to go. We should be able to plug this in, switch it on, plug two speakers in and see what it does. So let's go back to the transistor checker, and what we'll do, we'll test the transistors with the transistor checker, because here on Vintage Audio Repair, if nothing else, we like to be thorough. That's if I've not thrown the bloody transistors away. I shouldn't have done this. There they are. These are the 2 transistors that we've taken out, which have sadly put them on the book. Put them on the book where we can see them. There we go. Now what we'll do, we'll get the transistor, this is not actually a transistor checker, it's a component analyzer made by a company called Peak in Buxton here in the UK. If you want one, just type in Google Peak Electronics, and they are very nice people to deal with. The testers are very good. I mean, you can buy cheap testers that do this, but they are short circuit on red, green, blue. So tip that up so you can see it. There you go. Short circuit on red, green and blue, which means that transistor's gone to another planet. So we take this off. So he's gone to another planet. Then we connect the other transistor, and this one is open. This one is open, guys. This one's open, and it shouldn't be, but it is. There you go. No component detected, as you can see. So that's gone to another planet. So far we've replaced 4 transistors. We've had to replace 4 transistors. By the time we get this working, let's come back onto here. Zoom out. Whoops. So by the time we get this thing working, guys, we'll have replaced 4 transistors, 3 resistors, and we're replacing all these. Let's just bring the unit back, the chassis back, and we're replacing all these Callin's capacitors. And that one there, I found that was desoldered. This one here had never been soldered from the factory. How about that? And all the buttons will all get sprayed, all the controls will get cleaned. You know, we'll probably replace that big one. What size is he? He's a 300 by 40. 3,300 by 40 volts. Now what have we got? They're 35 volts or 1,000. And this one is, these are 35 volts, and they're the right value apart from the voltage. So what we'll do, we'll measure the voltage and we'll see. There's not going to be a lot of voltage here, guys. I wouldn't have thought there'd be a lot of voltage here. I think there's about, we can measure on the top of these heat sinks what voltage is there, because, and what we'll do, we'll replace those electrolytics. We'll probably replace this as well. We'll test him and see what he reads. Pardon me. Yeah, what we'll do, we'll test him and see what he reads. And we'll probably replace him. But we've replaced him. Forget the pointer. Yeah, we replaced him with a new one. And we've replaced him with a new one. Our two emitter diodes here, resistors here have been replaced. They're correct. They're a different style to what's in it, but most of them are. There's nothing I can do about that. I haven't got them ones. I don't like them. They're called dog bone resistors. I don't like them dog bone resistors anyway. So we're going to replace him, and him. Possibly him. We'll see how these grey ones respond, and this blue one here. We'll see how they are. That blue one's in the preamp. But this one that wasn't soldered, There's a bit of fluff down. Look at that, a big lump of fluff. There you go. This one that wasn't soldered is actually in the radio. I think it's in the radio. It is, yeah. It's in the radio. And it's going off up to there. Up to the tuner. It's going off up to the tuner. So it might have had an issue. I mean, I've sorted this out. This was a bit fucking stiff when it came in. It couldn't turn that, but I've done that. And this is ready to go back when it's done. I mean, we've got the complete record player. We're not going to fuck about doing an alignment. We're not going to mess about aligning it. We're just gonna repair it, put it back together. And let's see how these are pretty chunky, these resistors here. They must carry some. They're a pretty chunky resistor for what they are. So they must be carrying some voltage, some current. Gotta be the size of them. The length for size of them things. So that's where we're up to with it, guys. With the Ferguson, we've got a steeple tone coming in. It's not a modern steeple tone; it's an old one. Basically, they were made by Telux. It's basically a Telux rebadged as a steeple tone. They're probably not even made by Telux. They're by somebody else. But we've got that coming in. And that's coming in, they've got to get serviced, that's got to be done. That will take priority, because that's got to be done before the 25th of this month, because it's a Christmas present for... I bought it on behalf of a friend because it's a Christmas present for his other half. So that's what we're going to do there. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining me. Like, share, subscribe. Buy me a coffee if you want to. And if you need to know anything, just ask me. Just ask me. Not a problem. Catch us all later, guys. Bye for now.